Hi everybody, how you doing? Boondock Duane. I'm going to be doing a series of videos, and they're going to be short but kind of sweet, and because those are the best ones. Don't need a lot of fluff. So I have a list of the basic accessories, and it's really the only thing that's not really on that I can think of is probably leveling blocks, which I'll do a whole video on that at the end of this series. But I'm going to do a whole group of videos, short, and everyone will have part numbers. It's just the basic. This first one is shore power, and it's going to be those basic items needed. You buy a trailer, don't have a lot of clue exactly what you need. Of course, the dealers, and there's a lot of great dealers out there. It's kind of nice to walk into it, kind of knowing what you need from the get-go. So that's what I'm going to be doing. This first video is going to be on just basic shore power, what you need for your trailer. I am doing this with 30 amp service. I will talk about 50 amp service as we go along. Again, I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. Now this is actually, I'm going to do an unboxing, and we're going to start with, this is my favorite surge protector. It's not very expensive, but it's of high quality. This is a 30 amp RV surge protector. This is the Southwire 44380. And all of these items that I'm going to be doing these videos on, there is a PDF file, and it's in the Boondock Duane RV Show Facebook group, which only has like 1 or 2 people in it right now. So there is a PDF file there with all of this list with everything in there with all the part numbers. So let's start out with the Southwire 44380 30 amp surge protector. And I'm going to tell you something. Don't ever hook your trailer up without protecting it. Your converter inside can be very sensitive. All your electronics very sensitive. Even if you're hooked up at your house, you should use this or some type of surge protector. The other thing is, of course, using a generator. Now, when we get into generators, you're going to hear me talk about, the proper generator for your trailer and not just some old construction generator, because you don't want to do that. But right now, here we go. We're going to get into the Southwire 30 amp surge guard. And it is just the basic of the basic. It comes with its instructions and just a 30 amp surge protector. This one's kind of cool because it does have the weatherproof lid. It's got a rubber gasket right here. So you can put in your shore power cable. This is where you're starting. When you show up to your RV site, of course, and you get to your RV power box, make sure all those breakers are off. A lot of them, the RV parks will have a 30 amp service and a 50 amp service. If you have a 50 amp service, we'll talk about adapters. 30 amp service, mostly 50 amp service is for those who have 2 air conditioners, really huge power requirements for their trailer. A lot of the, just even all the small trailers are basically 30 amp, even with the air conditioner. So that's what this is, a 30 amp circuit, of course, has 3 prongs. And that's because we just have a neutral, a hot, and a ground. So the surge guard will show you, it has LEDs with a little chart. And on the little chart, it shows you anything that you could have: an open ground, reverse polarity, reverse ground, an open circuit, and just you should have green lights for your regular power. I'm going to tell you, I have been to several RV parks where they actually have had reverse polarity, meaning they had their neutral and one of their hots backwards. And that's just not good. It's not good for your electronics. But the great thing is this little surge protector found it right away. This surge protector is anywhere from 105 to maybe 120, 130 bucks, wherever you can get the good deal. There's a lot of surge protectors out there. As an electrician, I do not believe in all the widgets and the apps, and there are some that actually have apps. I just don't believe in that. This is rock solid. You can leave this outside in the rain, in the snow, and it's going to perform perfectly. So always use your surge protector. This is what's protecting the life of the electronics of your RV. So always use that. I've been using this for a few years, including my boats. We have some saltwater boats, ocean size, and I use one of these because a lot of the marinas, our shore power on the docks or in the marinas are all 30 amp. So this has always worked out really well for me with our Intech Dawn. It was a 30 amp service. It was great, no problem. After you get from your surge protector, we're going to look at our main power, and I like the Camco stuff, and I like the power grip because it does have a handle, and trust me, in the morning when it's cold and these cables, once they're hot and you've been running power or you're in the desert, they roll up and they work just fine. But man, when they're cold, it's nice to have this Camco. This is the 55524. 55524 Camco power grip, 25 foot, 30 amp shore power cable. I like it because it comes with this cool handle right here. So what's wrong with having a handle, man? There's nothing wrong with that. Again, I do not receive any gratuities or anything from any of these companies. These are all products I buy and use myself. Camco, of course, is a pretty good name brand in the industry. I will have a link to the Camco website in the description when the video's all done. So this is a 25 foot. And this is the actual trailer side connector with the lock ring for your 3-pin twist. So this is the actual 25 foot trailer side. And then I get the 25 and then I buy an extra, ooh, that was loud, sorry about that. And then I get me an extra 25, and this is also a Camco power grip. This is the 55191. Again, 55191. And these are in the Boondock Duane RV Show Facebook group. And there is a PDF file, and it has the whole list with all the part numbers. You can print out the whole list. So I use two 25s because you never know in an RV park situation how close you're going to be able to park to your service. So I found it's easier to use a 25 and only use that much if needed. Again, when it's cold, they're a pain to roll up. And when it's hot, who wants to roll up more cable than you need? I don't ever want to have to use a 50 all the time. It's just no good. So these are those two shore power cables. Good quality, very good quality. Again, the extension, they're both a bargain. With that. Now let's talk about adapters and dog bones. Dog bones. There's a lot of different dog bones. This is the Park Power 50 amp to 30 amp. So this is a 50 amp right here. And the 50 amp is a ground and two hot legs and a common. And that's where if you have dual air conditioners running, you are pulling that extra leg to power that extra air conditioner, basically. But this is a 50 to a 30. So if you roll into an RV park and all they have is 50 amp power, you can convert it from 50 amp to 30 amp with your 50 to 30 amp dog bone. This is the Park Power. This one does have an actual part number. It is the LL95531. LL95531. And that is a 50 amp to 30 amp. The next thing would be if you are using your generator or whatnot, you should always carry. Where's that camera? Look at that. You should always carry a 30 amp to Edison. And when we say Edison, that's just your 15 to 20 amp standard 3-prong Edison power. When you're at your house, you can plug your surge protector into one of these and plug right into a circuit. On the side of our house, we are able to store boats and RVs on either side. We're fortunate on our property behind the fence. I put in an actual 30 amp. It's a 30 amp breaker for an Edison, and that way we can run the air conditioner. And we're using all high quality power, so we're not going to overheat any circuits. But we can actually run that air conditioner off of the regular wall outlet. It is a 30 amp breaker. So this is the 30 amp to regular 3-prong 20 amp Edison. And then we'll talk about these adapters. Now, these adapters right here, this is a 30 to male Edison. This one is a female Edison to a male 30 amp. And then we have an angled one. I've actually used the angled one. These, I believe, I actually just got these off the shelf at Walmart. You know, Walmart has a great RV section. The super Walmarts for sure have a great RV section. These are very inexpensive, very practical. The other place, if you have a Harbor Freight, they actually have, and I have several of them, they actually have 30 amp dog bones, and they're 30 amp to 15 amp, and they have them in female or male, and they're like $8, $7.99 at Harbor Freight. Again, black, small, 12-inch dog bone. Other than that, you will find you need these adapters once in a while. You never know. It's always good to have a couple of different adapters, at least the female and the male going each way. And that is pretty much it for the power. Dog bones, adapters, your shoreline, shore power, trailer power cables, and a good surge protector. When you pull into the park, make sure you start out with those breakers off. It's always just a good idea. And I'll tell you a little story that's happened several times now, and you just wouldn't think it would. We've pulled into 2 reputable RV parks. Who knows how this stuff happens, but we plugged in that shore surge protector into our shore power, and sure enough, I've had reverse polarity. One of the times there was no one on site to fix it. Luckily, they let me shut off that main breaker for the section, and they let me swap those wires, and we got a discount for taking care of that because it was actually on several sites, whoever had worked on that power. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to leave comments. These are my first videos. I'll get a little more into it as we go. Please be sure to subscribe if you like my channel. Hit the notification. Again, I do not make any money from this. I do this because it's fun. I enjoy RVing. Can't wait to fully retire instead of being semi-retired and just RV full-time. Anyways, everyone take care, be safe, and we will see you soon.